Hi, I'm Isaac with Cushenbery Custom, and today we're in the beautiful Gravel Guru studio. It's that time of the year where all your bikes have been sitting all winter and it's time to replenish the sealant in your tires. So today I'm going to show you how to properly change the sealant in your tires. Our first test I always do with a tire that's been sitting for a while is see if there is a heavy spot on the tire. And there's one on this one. So that tells me that this tire didn't really move in that couple of months sitting there. So there's going to be a cow tongue sitting there. So we'll open it up and probably have to pull out that piece of sealant that's been dried up. So our first step is going to be taking out that valve core in the wheel. Let all that air. And we're going to be inspecting this valve core. We're going to make sure it's not super clogged. There is some sealant there that is clogging it up, so we're going to try and clean that out the best we can. Or the best option is replacing this. Now we're going to pop off that tire. Some tires are way easier than others. These Maxxis are pretty easy to get off. Okay, now we have the tire open. First thing I check is the smell. If the sealant smells bad, it's usually not going to seal very well. Some sealants smell very different. Orange seal is the main sealant I always use. It smells bad when it's bad. So this sealant isn't too bad. It still looks like orange seal, but I can smell that it's time to replace this sealant. So we've opened up that tire. We see there's a little bit sealant left in the tire, but over here is that big old cow tongue. We're gonna rip that cow tongue out because this is probably about 4 ounces of sealant just sitting there of just weight that wheel really doesn't need. And if you get up to high speeds, you will 100% notice this and you'll almost feel like you haven't, your wheel's in balance, just like your car. So now that I'm pulling out this cow tongue, some tires will actually have a film of sealant. This one has a pretty thick one and you can tear it out. I've seen some that are almost a 1/4 inch thick of just sealant. You keep adding, keep adding, keep adding. It's fine if you do that a couple of times, but it starts adding up, just like this one. So now that we got all that old sealant out, we are going to take out the leftover sealant that is still liquid. We're gonna take that out, we're gonna wipe out that tire and put new sealant in. Next thing to check is your tape. You wanna make sure tape still looks good. Check to see if there's any bubbles, if there's any sealant underneath that tape. A lot of companies are actually like, they're clear tape now. So you can actually see. Some brands you have to feel. If you feel any crackles or you can just feel any imperfections, it's time to replace that tape. Especially if you're this far into it, place the tape while you already have the tire off. Last thing to check your valve. Make sure there's no big booger of sealant right there. If there is, make sure to clean that out because sometimes your valve core will clog up. Now that sealant is out, the tape looks good, the valve looks good. Now it's time to put in that new sealant. Every tire is a little bit different. Gravel tires, you can replenish anywhere between 2 to 4 ounces. Mountain bikes anywhere around 3 to 6. Fat are 4 to 8. It's preference if you're a racer. Some people like a little bit less sealant. I like to put a little bit more for just in case scenarios. So this one we're gonna put about 3 ounces in and let's put it in. So now we're gonna put it back together. Let's fill her up. Safety first. Either use safety glasses or safety squints. Either one works. Boom! I'm just messing with y'all. Okay. Tire seal up real nice. Give it a spin. Beautiful. Other thing we're gonna check and make sure that tire is fully seated. There's no wobble. Looking at all the nipples, I don't see any sealant coming out or any bubbles. The valve, there's no leak. Also here, I don't hear any leaks, don't see any leaks, so we had a good sealant refresh. Spin that for a little bit. We did pop the bead, so that sealant does need to work into that bead area. So just keep spinning it. With this tubeless solution stand, it's very handy. You just pull a pin, flip it over, and you can spin it on both sides of the bead. Love this stand. Shout out to Tubeless Solutions for sending me this. It's amazing. Everyone should have one of these stands. Sweet. It's that easy. Now go ride your bike. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all social media. Have a beautiful day.